Okay, so for anyone watching at home, this is just a live stream. We're talking about the retro game market. It got brought up during the stream because we were talking about Wild Arms. And honestly, I think the retro game market, or at least the secondhand retro game market, is out of control. I really dislike it, and I think something needs to change because it is ridiculous. Let me write some bullet points. So here I will pull up. Let's just pull up. So prices, the biggest thing is prices are out of control. So let's look up. I brought it up in my backlog monologue, or not in my backlog monologue. I brought it up in my Yakuza video, where it's like, dude, these prices are insane. Let's look up Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill PS1, one of the most popular games. A Black Label CIB first listing, $200. A Greatest Hits with manual, $81. This game, $94, not even with the original case. They want an authentic, $15. Oh, this is a bid, so this could get even more. But yeah, disc only $90. 100, like, these prices are out of control. Konami isn't the only one. So let's look up something else. Let's look up Square Enix. Let's look up Xenogears. I brought it up in that video. Look at these prices. Starting buy right now. Oh, that's okay. Never mind. But buy right now. $98 with $15 shipping. Why do you need $15 shipping? Is this even a good, like, is this CIB? Is this good condition? There's damage on the case right there. Let's look inside the case. Let's see. Does he have any? Okay, there's the manual. How do the discs look? Can't really tell. This is actually like a decent listing, which is crazy for me to say that this is a decent listing. Someone in chat says they bought Silent Hill 2 about 2 years ago for $30. The last copy I saw was $200. Yeah, let's go. Silent Hill is a unique case because Konami is shit and refuses to fucking re-release and do anything with their series. But so let's look. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 Black Label. Let's see. Comes with the manual, so this is CIB. This is 9 bids. Still has 1 day and 17 hours left. $76. You could buy right now for $100. Tested and working. I bought Silent Hill 3. I want to say in 2017, maybe 2018. I definitely didn't spend more than like $30 at most. Let's look at Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3, yeah, $150. Buy now, $155 with $10 shipping. $125 with $5 shipping. Let's look how much is this? How good is this condition? It looks like the manual is fucking damaged. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. There's a page missing. The cover's not even there. It's ripped off. Your cover is damaged. Yeah, Silent Hill 4, I believe, for the Xbox is not expensive. Oh, it is now. Okay, it's $60. I bought this. I did not spend more than $20 on my Xbox copy of this game. This game is not worth this much money. This game is not worth $60. Great shape. Let's look at how great shape it is. Okay, that's actually decently good shape. Let's think of another game. Rule of Rose. So there are like the super expensive games. So there are the super expensive games that are like this, Rule of Rose, Michigan Report from Hell, Kuon. They're all disgustingly expensive. They are not worth this price. No one should pay $400 for Rule of Rose. This is a Japanese version. This isn't even English. You have to have a Japanese PlayStation 2 or a modded PlayStation 2 to be able to even play this copy. An English copy, a North American NTSC, is $850. This game is not good, and there is no game on this planet that is worth $850. I'll tell you this right now. There is not a single game on this planet that is that good, that is worth paying that much money. You can just buy a fucking PC for that much. A shitty PC that can run an emulator. Like, or not even a shitty PC. You could buy like a okay PC with with okay parts and run an emulator that can emulate this game. Let's think what else is there. Like, of course, there's like these are the the fringe cases, like the Rule of Roses, the Michigan Reports from Hell, the Kuon, the Haunting Ground. There are those. But there are also just stuff that is like slowly creeping up. Let's look up Suikoden. Last time I checked, Suikoden 2. $360. This game is cool. It is not worth this much money. Let's look up how much a PlayStation is now. PlayStation 2. How much is a PlayStation getting up to? Okay, it's a PlayStation 3 Slim. Can I not get a PlayStation 2 listing? Oh, I must have spelled it wrong. $180. Like, these are getting up in prices now. Like, I bought my modded PlayStation 2 that could play from any region for $130, and I thought that was a lot. Now you're buying from these people, and you're paying $180 for 2 controllers. You don't even have the component cable. So prices are out of control. People who are buying up the games, and they're not worth that much. That is one thing. That is a problem. I think this is a problem that has gotten worse post-COVID, post people like Wada Games coming in and showing rated games, and people who make content like Logan Paul or Critical or stuff that bought all these card games and things and showed like hobbies that like basically how can be abused by speculative markets. Not that that's really their fault. It's just that they were like, look how expensive this is. And because they have wide audiences, greedy people were just like, here's how we'll abuse this. Here's how we'll get in. And here's how we'll do it. So it's not really there. It's not a Logan Paul's fault. It's certainly not Critical's fault. He's just doing this to have fun. They're part of it in this grand scheme, at least in my opinion, that I think that like they play a part in the fact that because they have so much money, they can buy all these expensive things that would normally gate people, the average person like you or me, from buying them. And then greedy people who have the capital, or investment funds, like that whole Wada game stuff, the whole Wada game scandal is the perfect encapsulation of like, these games are not worth this much money and the market is being manipulated. And unless the bubble bursts, which I don't think it will, because people who own these games are just going to sit on them because there is no repercussion for just sitting on them and charging this much. It doesn't matter that these games aren't actually worth this much money. As long as they say it is and nobody's buying it, they could just sit there forever collecting dust. It doesn't matter. There is no incentive. There is no reason that they have to move it quickly to make its price adjust to what it actually is. It doesn't matter that games like Rule of Rose are sitting at $800 for years. Even if they're not worth it, eventually, as long as one person buys it at that much money, it shows that it's worth. It shows that they made the investment. They sat in for the long haul. And that's all that matters. They are basically the landlords of video games. They're just gonna hoard up all of these games and sit on them, say they're worth disgusting amounts of money, when realistically they shouldn't be, and they don't have the value to justify it. But because nobody else is buying them and companies aren't actually doing anything to keep their prices low, they can just sit there collecting dust. And as long as one moron comes around and is like, well, I want to buy it and I want to own it actually, so I guess I'm just going to have to pay the premium $500 to $800 to own a game like this. I'm going to have to fucking suck it up. Like I did that with Silent Hill 1. I didn't want to pay as much money as I did for a copy of Silent Hill 1, but I just bit the bullet because I want to own it and I know that it's only going to go up in price. And I was right. It's now at like $200. I don't even remember how much it was. We just looked at it, but that's besides the point, whatever. It's only going to get more expensive, but it shouldn't be. But here's how we could fix that, or at least we should expect it to be fixed, or it could be fixed, without having to, like, do something ourselves. We should expect companies to keep their games cheap. Like, re-releases, remasters are great. Remasters, re-releases. I personally do not like remakes. but they have a place. I do not like them, and I think, which is another discussion entirely, so let's not get sidetracked. They're not like remakes, but what companies can do, and some even do. Let me pull up, let's see, the Square Enix store. So the Square Enix store, if you go there right now, you go to games. You see all these games. You see all platforms. So first of all, their website is terribly designed. That's the big thing. You have to view all games, to actually view all games, you have to go to the games drop-down menu, click all games, and then you'll see older consoles like the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation Original, the Xbox 360, etc. So you then go to, like, let's say PlayStation 2. Let's remove all platform. Let's just look PlayStation 2 and the original PlayStation. Square Enix still does re-release older games. They still do. But they only re-release Final Fantasy X, 10-2, 12, Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, the Origins collection, which is Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, and then Dawn of Mana. That is all. Like, they could be re-releasing these older games that do not have, or that have these disgusting secondhand market prices. They don't even have to, like, re-release all of them. They don't even have to do everything. They could do it for, like, a limited time, or make it maybe made to order. Like, I do not understand, unless a company came out and explained why, which even then I would be, like, skeptical of if their reasoning was actually true. But unless a company comes out and says why this isn't a thing they can do due to rights or something, why not? Why are you able to re-release this handful of 8 games and not release others? You can't even buy a copy, a greatest hits or a black label copy of Final Fantasy VII, the most popular Square game ever made. Why is that? Why can't you buy 7, 8, 9? Why can't you buy 11? Or 11's the MMO, so that's a little different. Why can't you buy Xenogears? Why can't you buy Chrono Trigger? Why can't you buy Chrono Cross? Why can't you buy what else? Whatever. Like Parasite Eve. All of these games that, or no, is Parasite Eve Konami? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Vagrant Story. Like, why aren't you re-releasing these games as well? Is there a rights issue? I don't know. Maybe there is, and they're just not saying it. But from my perspective now, with the limited information I have, there is no reason they couldn't do this. There is no reason they couldn't do a made-to-order re-release of greatest hits or black label copies of these games. Hell, say what you will about Pix and Love, limited run games, whatever. Like these special edition companies that have also thrived on the FOMO, scarcity, limited amount of quantities of things. If you even wanted to partner with them, do a limited re-release of the game, people would be interested. And you know why I know this is doable? Is because Sega did this in 2016 or 2017. Let's see. Let me look it up. Sega did this, and then look at how much a copy of Yakuza 2 PS2 CID is. It should be like $20 to $30. Okay, this has actually gone up, and when I bought a copy of this physically for the Yakuza 1 video back in 2020, it was $20. How much is Yakuza 2? What is this game? Can I not see a copy of Yakuza 2, please? There we go. $20. $40, that's getting a little much. But that's sealed. That is also factory sealed. But it's from that re-release. Like, you can buy copies of Yakuza 2. They're not rare. This WATA 9.6 A+ ceiling is not worth $500. It's a scam. There is no reason that a game should be worth this much. It has no value. They have tricked people into thinking because they've given them large price tags that there is something of value here, but there isn't. Fuck. Let me try to find the headline. There it is. I think it's this one. Yakuza 1 through 4 received a limited reprinting in North America. They did this in 2017. Companies can do this. They just don't. Nothing is stopping them from doing this. Go on your website. All of these companies have store pages. Atlas has a store page. Let's go to Atlas's website. Where's their store page? Atlas Shop. Shop Atlas. Here we go. Here is shopatlas.com. This is the official website. Look, they have all these pins and Persona stuff and Shin Megami Tensei. Do they sell their games? Do they actually sell the games? No, they just sell shirts. I don't know how. I will not comment on the quality of these shirts or pants. I don't know if they're comfortable or not. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. I've bought Yakuza shirts from the Sega website. I bought a Yakuza 6 shirt. It is very nice. I still have it to this day, and I still wear it all the time. It has gone through multiple washes, and the design of Kiryu's tattoo on his back has not faded or cracked. It is a nice shirt. These websites could be used to sell the games again. I don't know why they don't do it. Like, to me, I just do not see a reason why you can't. Like, these companies do not take... think of it this way. Atlas could have a tab right here, buy their games, and you could buy all of their old games. You could buy Digital Devil Saga. You could buy Raido Kusunoa. You could buy the original releases of Persona 3, 4, P3P. For the buy a PSP copy of P3P. Buy a PSP copy of is it Eternal Punishment or Innocent Sin that it got the American re-release? Release for the remake that was on the PSP, or like PS1 copies of stuff. They could even do this for games that have not been localized before. Granted, if you were to do that, you might as well just remake the game and re-release it. But that's another point. They could do this, and people would be interested. And if they're not, you could absolutely create a market for this. I think a market for this, it already exists. They're just not tapping into it. And if there wasn't a market, you can make one. Because clearly there is some sort of market there, because games are having these exuberant prices. People would not be paying $200, $300 for a copy of Silent Hill 1 if they didn't care. The money is there. The market is there. People, these companies, don't do it. Either they're complacent, they're lazy, there's rights issues, or they don't want and they don't care. I personally think they don't care. But you should show them, we should show them, the consumer, that we do care and we want these things actively preserved. You should expect more from these companies to preserve their art. Am I making any sense? Am I just rambling and sounding like a psychopath? Or are people in chat right now? Is what I'm saying making sense? Yeah, let's look up Wild Arms, the things that actually got us alter code F. The things that actually got us on this topic. $160, $185, $250. Let's look up Wild Arms 5. How much is 5? Again, is Xseed defunct? I don't remember. I don't think they are, right? They're not. Xseed isn't defunct. Why doesn't Xseed re-release these games? Do they not have the rights? Maybe they don't. When the PS3 store was going to go down, the PS3 store is still the best place to get old PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. Their library isn't even that big. There is a bunch of games missing from that service. But that is 2 generations old at this point. As much as I want to say, just buy a PS3 or use a PS3, a bunch of people don't have one and aren't going to go out and buy one because it's too old. But for the people, you should be re-releasing these games both on new hardware and do limited, even if you did made to order. How much could it possibly be to do made-to-order versions of of these games? If you don't think they're going to do that much, either do a limited small batch or do made-to-order. You only make as many as people buy. Is it really going to be that much money? You already probably have deals with factories and stuff. Like, why are these games... Like, these games should not be hitting these disgusting prices. Wow, it's actually not that... that's bid. $80. But, like, these games should not be this much money. And we should expect companies to actually maintain their art. I don't doubt that there are tons of people who work on these games, who have worked on these games, and see the prices, if they're cognizant of it, that have no say in the companies, or even if they don't even work there anymore, and they see these prices and they're mad, or the fact that their games don't get re-released. They probably feel snubbed. They probably feel like they've been done dirty. Like, these higher ups of these companies don't care. They're just businessmen there to make money. But you could be making money and making art at the same time. In these things, Sega has proved this. Sega has proved with doing this re-release that you can make these games, make money, and still keep them somewhat accessible. Up until now, it has been years since this re-release happened. For years up until now, until literally like in the last year, these re-released to under $20. You can get one of these games under $20 on eBay. Now Yakuza 2 is getting up to $40. I think that they should do a re-release again, or a made-to-order on their website. Let's go to Sega's store page if they have one. Shop.sega.com. Here it is. Can you buy games? Leave me alone, Sega. I don't want to sign up for your thing. Do they sell games anywhere? Games and puzzles. Oh, that's like literal puzzles and board games and shit. And a frisbee. Buy a Sonic Frisbee. Okay. Home decor. Blu-rays and... Why is Blu-rays and DVD under home decor? Why is only Sonic on this? What the fuck? Sale. Shop by brand. Let's shop by Yakuza. Here is the shirt that I talked about. I own this shirt. It's a very nice shirt. I care a lot about preserving games, preserving art, and preserving the original experience. Even if you didn't want to preserve the original experience, you can still look at it from we make money. I can't imagine that the operation cost to have stuff like this and actually market it to be more than the money you make. If you re-released, if you had a tab right here, like let's say between apparel, accessory, let's say the first tab instead of news was game. And it dropped down, you could click it, and it would show all the games you could buy physically and have mailed to your house. And there would also be a drop down like these, and it would show all the brands. It's like, here is every Yakuza game you could buy directly, and then have it mailed to your house. I can't imagine that the cost to do that is less than they'll make, or is more than they'll make. There is no way that they can't do this and not somehow turn a profit. And you may be saying, well, people wouldn't know about, another thing, do people even know that you can buy games from Sony, or not Sony, from Square Enix directly? Do people even know that? They don't. They probably don't. Because their website is dog shit. They don't market it either. Imagine if Square, here's how I would do it. If I was a businessman, if I was Johnny Konami, if I was Tony Square Enix, what I would do is I would do re-releases and I would make a push on Twitter. Just post about it on Twitter. Offer to send stuff to content creators who will do your shit for free. There is a way to do marketing without buying fucking billboards and putting your shit on fucking Cheez-Its and Doritos. There is a way to market this stuff without spending exuberant amounts of money to show people. And there is a way to generate interest. If Square Enix, now before I say this is not like Square Enix hired me, but if Square Enix, let's say Square Enix came to me and was like, hey, we want to promote this like buying retro games. You seem like someone who really cares about old games and the accessibility of old games. We want to like market like that we're reselling old games. They wouldn't even have to send me anything. I would gladly make a video, make a Twitter post, do a bunch of shit just to show that there is interest in this. I would want people to be able to buy these things. And I would want people to know about it, because I would imagine, like I said earlier, I believe that there is absolutely a market for this. There are people out there who are interested. They either don't know it exists or they're not being catered to. There is ways to do this without it costing a bajillion dollars. You don't need billboards. You don't need things on fucking snack bags. You don't need it on an energy drink. You make YouTube posts. You make Twitter posts. You tell creators that are interested in these things. You're telling me that Square Enix does not have a community manager or something that knows, or you don't even need a community manager. You can literally just go to YouTube, look up Xenogears. Xenogears review. I spelled it wrong because I'm stupid. I'm typing too fast and my mic is in the way. Look at all these people. You're telling me you can't go to some of these people, go to their Twitter accounts? Let's see. Resident Arc. I know they do a bunch of Square stuff. You're telling me, like, look how many views. Some of their videos have not been getting that many views lately, but that's besides the point. You cannot tell me and look at their stuff and be like, hey, we could get in contact with this person. You don't think Atlas just... Hold on. Let me go to Twitter real quick. Let me go to Twitter. Marsh. This guy is very funny. Marsh makes a bunch of SMT-related content. I know that he just got sent a box for Soul Hackers 2. It just shows that these companies do know they exist. Let's see. Where did he fucking post that he got this box? I know a bunch of people, like... I'm not going to be like influencers or anything. Like... It shows that these companies are cognizant of people who are interested and make content to show that these games have audiences. Marsh is probably like the single most popular person for getting people into these old SMT games, these old Atlas games. Like, he's making his like 6-hour Last Bible video. Do you think people really care that much about Last Bible? I don't fucking know. And Marsh... All things considered, his channel doesn't even have that many subs, but his videos have a ton of fucking views. He makes good content. I think this guy's pretty funny. It shows. Like, do you think people have played the original? Like, he's covering games that don't have English translations and making videos for them. Like, do you think people care about SMT-if as much as they do now compared to before his video? Look at this many views. That's a lot of views. For a game that isn't in English, to a strictly English-speaking audience. Okay, so this guy, I have no idea who his channel is. David Cast JRPG, 12k subs. Atlas sent me a Soul Hackers 2 care package. Look, you got a lamp. Like, this is the same thing I saw from March. You got like a drink and some other stuff. It shows. You don't even have to do this, but you could send creators who will drive up interest for you, for your company, for your old material, by doing stuff like this. You don't think, hey, you don't think if Atlas went to Marsh today and messaged him and was like, hey Marsh, we're going to do a new thing on our Atlas store page where we're re-releasing the old era SMT games for $20 each. Can you make a video about it? Can you make a blog post about it? Can you do something about it? You don't think Marsh would be like, fuck yeah. And you don't think that would drum up a bunch of interest in that? You don't think that would get a bunch of people to know about this? The dude has 12k followers. You don't think that he would like get people? Oh yeah, there's the Soul Hackers 2 cup. Yeah, so here. Wow, I scrolled right past it. I am a blind fuck. Shout out to Atlas for sending me Soul Hackers 2 promo box. This one is really creative. It's like they don't even have to do something of this level. They could just go to these creators. Do you think if if Square went to me today, they wouldn't even have to give me anything? Just be like, hey, we're doing this. Would you be interested in pushing it? I'd be like, fuck yeah, I would. I want people to actually care about having these old games be accessible. I would make it my mission to make sure that this thing does not fail. because I don't want it to. Because I want people to be able to play the games that interest them. I want this stuff to be accessible to people. There is no reason why it shouldn't be able to. Outside of rights issues and delistings, there shouldn't be a reason why these games can't be maintained and the companies can't put care into keeping them preserved. I hope that made sense. I think we're just going to end it here. I don't know how coherent that was. Maybe I'll leave notes on screen if this is if it ends up becoming a YouTube video. I hope that was completely, like, if you could make any sense of that. That might have just been like an hour of me ranting like a crazy person. But probably going to end stream here now. Fuck it, why not? Yeah, I'm just going to end stream here. I hope everybody had a great night stopping by, watching Tormented Souls, and listening to me rant about the retro video game market. If you're going to leave off with anything, take away anything from this, expect more from these companies to preserve their art.